Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So Elizabeth Warren has been on a roll lately, and I don't know what kind of role you'll call it, but in my opinion, I would say that it is a clown show role. Everything that we can continue to see from Elizabeth Warren is just ridiculous. That's the only word that I really have to describe what she has been putting out, which is just ridiculous. And we know for the longest time that she's been anti-crypto. She's been anti-crypto with her boy, Gary Gensler. I mean, these two together are a match made in heaven. But you mix in a little bit of Brad Sherman, and you have pro-bankers that are trying to absolutely regulate the hell out of crypto and try to control the space. But it's just not been working because outside of the US, crypto continues to be embraced by pretty much every single nation. But the war on crypto continues in the US. And the best way that we can rise up against these individuals is by voting them the hell out. Because if we don't make a stand utilizing our vote, then nothing's going to really change. Because we know that a lot of these letters that get sent to Congress or whatever Congress is trying to say, all they do is talk, and nothing actually happens. But regardless, we have from Alexander Grieve over here, we have as Congress returns this week and crypto returns to the convo, Senator Warren is out with a letter to Reps McHenry and Waters throwing cold water on the idea of a stablecoin bill. We have a quote here. Efforts to create new regulatory frameworks around the $157 billion stablecoin market, including those that aim to fold stablecoins deeper into the banking sector, could amplify and entrench risk rather than mitigate them. Now, what I find very funny about this is if you actually look at the text here on all of it, it is talking about how big of a danger stablecoins really are. The first thing here is, I write to express concerns about the risk that stablecoins pose to consumers' financial stability and our national security. Wait a second. What about the endless printing of the fiat dollar? What about the fractional reserve banking system? Are we not going to address these risks or concerns? When you are looking at what the FDIC holds in reserves versus the deposits in the banking system, does that not concern anyone? I mean, you have almost $200 billion versus almost $17 trillion in deposits. That's not concerning? That's not a big risk? We're talking about a $157 billion market here versus $17 trillion, or I think it might even be more than $17 trillion in deposits. But we're concerned about stablecoins, right? It is so comical that this continues to get pushed by an idiot like Elizabeth Warren. Someone that doesn't even know how this market actually works. And we know that she doesn't know how this market works because she's proved it on multiple occasions. But over here we have the key risk, payment system risk, including credit risk, liquidity risk, operational risk arising from improper or ineffective system governance, and settlement risk. Again, like when we look at the protections here that they're talking about, she's addressing the major bank collapses that she caused, by the way. And all of these bank collapses were not even because of crypto. It was because regulators forced them to close. Regulators were the ones that were actually the big problem. It was a run on the banks too. It wasn't crypto. They could try to point the finger and blame crypto, but it wasn't. And all of these risks here, like I could easily make the argument around our financial system right now. Again, fractional reserve banking. Guys, is it a success or is it one big scam? We know that the fractional reserve banking system is a scam. We know that this is a Ponzi scheme. Yet they're trying to talk about stablecoins as being this big problem. Now, will I say that Tether is legit? Again, Tether has been working with the DOJ. They've been working with some government entities. I don't know if Tether is 100% legit or not, but there has been proof that they have been working with regulators. They won in court multiple times. Again, I'm not going to give Tether the green light yet, but they're kind of in the yellow right now. USDC, they are in the green light. We know that they've been working with regulators. They've been compliant. They are, one of the biggest players in this space in terms of stablecoins. But it's just so funny that we continue to see, stablecoins being painted like this by Elizabeth Warren at the same exact time that we continue to see a lot of discussions around how pro crypto stablecoins actually are, which I will talk about and address. But Johnny Deaton did respond to this. He actually quoted it. And he said, I just read Elizabeth Warren's letter to McHenry and Waters addressing the FSC's efforts to introduce a stablecoin bill. My first question to Senator Warren is whether Jamie Dimon and the Bank Policy Institute wrote this letter similar to the way they wrote her anti-crypto bill. Why is Elizabeth Warren running interference on bipartisan efforts to reduce friction, improve efficiencies, and protect consumers? Over a decade ago, Elizabeth Warren went to Washington, D.C., promising she would hold the banking industry accountable. Today, she has effectively become the industry's biggest lobbyist. And again, this is exactly what I've been looking at is, why don't they focus on the banking system? We know that it is plagued with a ton of fraud. In fact, Jamie Dimon, her boyfriend, at JP Morgan, they have committed so much fraud that they have billions of dollars in fines against them. This is the largest bank in the US. Yet we're supposed to sit here and, keep our mouths closed because we want these bills? No. Half of these bills that are being pushed by these, prominent politicians are all ridiculous. And it's all to crack down on crypto and try to control it in a much bigger way. It's ridiculous. This is why I say, if you are in the US, you should 100% be utilizing your power to vote. Over here, we have the BIS publishes new stablecoin report following Ripple's announcement. This was a big deal because now we are starting to see more regulatory pushes on stablecoin initiatives outside of the US. Again, this could be a big blocker to whatever Elizabeth Warren is trying to do because as we start to see more and more, regulations outside of the US around stablecoins, this is only going to put more and more pressure on the US to actually come together and say, all right, well, we need to, regulate this space. We need to push something that is going to be pro-innovation, that is going to actually help the US. Why would they do that, though? Well, we have back here in January, right? Very good chance that US passes stablecoin laws this year. This is from the Circle CEO. And the reason why this is something to focus on and the reason why I could see stablecoin laws this year by the US is because of what the Federal Reserve has been telling us. So at the same exact time that Elizabeth Warren is saying, oh, stablecoins are this, stablecoins are that, guys, the Federal Reserve governor just said that he sees USD pegged stablecoins boosting US dominance. That was back in February. Followed by Federal Reserve sets guidelines for banks' use of stablecoins. This was back in August of 2023. And again, more recently, US Federal Reserve Governor Waller says DeFi could boost dollar's global strength. Again, hinting at the fact that stablecoins are pretty much being supported by the Fed because of what they do and what they could do for the US government. But no, they are a big scam. They are risky, right? How comical. Now, before I do continue on in this video, I just want to let you guys know that right now you can save $30 up to $99 on DCENT Wallets through my links down in the description below, so in the comments below. Again, this is the best time to be looking into cold storage at a time where the market looks like it's ready to boom. Altcoins still haven't made a big breakout to the upside, and as we do get closer to the Bitcoin halving, I do think that everyone should have a cold storage device. I do think that the 2x package is the best deal considering the fact that you can diversify your cold storage wallets. Again, these are an affiliate deal. I always shoot it straight with you guys. I do get paid through every single purchase made through my links, but this is a product that I feel confident pushing considering the fact that I have been utilizing it for over a year now. I have been working with DCENT. DCENT has been a solid company around cold storage for a very long time, and I'm sure that a lot of you out there already have a DCENT wallet and can vouch for the fact that this is a very solid wallet with a ton of supported coins already on there. So if you guys do want to go grab a link, you guys are more than, or a wallet, you guys are more than welcome to utilize my link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. Now let's dive back on in and let's stop wasting some time. So here we have from Eleanor Terrett. New, Senator Warren focused on validators' nodes not being subject to the same AML laws as banks. She asked, and this is Wally Adeyemo, If she sent him $1,000 in cryptocurrency, is it possible that Iran is the validator of that transaction? He said that it's definitely possible. Warren responded, so Iran, which is subject to all kinds of sanctions, are making millions of dollars validating transactions, all because we don't have the tools to stop them. And he said yes. She also asked if there is a correlation between the growth of this crypto market and the amount of money Iran is pocketing, and he also said yes. Warren said there needs to be a regulatory framework in place for stablecoins that will subject users to AML laws. How comical. Do you guys remember her sending questions and answers to Gary Gensler? Do you guys remember that? Yeah, it's all so that she could push her nonsense. And this is specifically her AML bill, which, by the way, this should scare everyone because this is not an anti-money laundering bill. No, this is an anti-crypto bill. She wants to try to halt this market as much as possible. Why? Because she is a pro-banker along with Brad Sherman and Gary Gensler. This is absolutely ridiculous. And also over here, we have, she is awful because she said that regulating stablecoins could amplify risk. Does she not know what regulations are? Does she not know what a risk actually is? It is so comical on what she is trying to push in terms of stablecoins and crypto. And like I said, this is all disguised as an AML bill, but it's not. This is trying to kill crypto, kill DeFi specifically. I mean, it is insane that this is still ongoing. This has been a war on crypto for well over now, 3-4 years now? And even prior to that, there was still a lot of scrutinization around crypto. I mean, since the inception, crypto has been scrutinized on multiple occasions. It is just insane to me that these people still have a voice, or they're even still in the position that they are still in. But also, Johnny Deaton did respond back to a few things. Now, this is a substantial post. He's actually quoting the XRP Unleashed docu-series. Now, I'm not a massive supporter of it, simply because of some of the individuals in that. Again, I'll just leave it at that. But regardless, we have 3 years ago, I sued the SEC Gov because of the incredible harm it was causing regular, hardworking people. Going against the government wasn't about a specific cryptocurrency. It was much larger than that. Although I own significantly more in Bitcoin, I got labeled the XRP attorney. The truth is, at the time, I personally owned very little XRP, but the underlying asset wasn't the point. I fought back because what the government did was legally and morally wrong. In fact, a federal judge presiding over the case said it best. Unelected bureaucrats like Gary Gensler, motivated by an agenda set by career politicians like Elizabeth Warren, lack faithful allegiance to the law. Senator Elizabeth Warren proved this statement to be true when she suggested the SEC not follow the ruling handed down by the Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia regarding the Bitcoin spot ETF. I got involved in the XRP case because the SEC was causing irreparable harm to the very people it's supposed to protect. Individual retail investors, these aren't hedge funds or billionaire investors. These people being hurt were users, developers, and small investors. I did it pro bono because for the last 2 decades, I've had the honor of representing hardworking families from across the Commonwealth against major corporations and insurance companies, and I've been blessed. Quite honestly, justice is a much greater motivator than money. And I've been fighting for the little guy my whole life, and I'll never stop. In the video below, I talk about the 75,000 individual investors from around the world join me. We made a difference because the judge agreed with us. Part of those 75,000 people included 627 crypto users, developers, and investors from Massachusetts. Because Senator Warren sits on the banking committee, which oversees the SEC, and considering she claims to fight for the little guy, I reached out to her office on behalf of the 627 constituents, all little guys. I couldn't even get a meeting with a low-level staffer. Considering it involved the federal agency she oversees, why wouldn't Elizabeth Warren or anyone from her office help these 627 individuals? As a senator sitting on the banking committee, Elizabeth Warren's job is to ask tough questions to senior officials at the SEC Gov. That's exactly what the 627 Massachusetts blockchain users were asking her to do. Instead of her doing her job, she gave Gary Gensler the actual questions she intended to ask at an upcoming congressional hearing. But Senator Warren went even further than that. Not only did she give Gensler the questions she intended to ask, she provided him the answers. That's right, Senator Warren orchestrated and directed the sworn testimony of Gary Gensler in order to promote her own political agenda. In a letter to Gensler's office, you can see below, he has this video here from Fox News. You guys can go see it if you guys wanted to as well. Senator Warren's team advised the chairman that Elizabeth Warren did not want to place him in a tough spot. Her job as a member of the banking committee is to ask tough questions and hold the chairman of the SEC accountable. As far as I'm concerned, what she did disqualifies her from sitting on the banking committee. Her actions are exactly why people have lost faith in our elected officials, as well as in our federal agencies. But we shouldn't be surprised because we're talking about the same U.S. senator who 12 years ago said she was going to Washington, D.C. to hold the bankers accountable. A decade later, those same bankers now write her bills. Truth be told, by suing the SEC, I've conducted more SEC oversight as a private citizen than Senator Warren's done sitting on the banking committee. When I get to the Senate, I'll do the rest of her job as well. Now, again, this is why I do fully support Senator Johnny Deaton. I really want Elizabeth Warren to lose, considering the fact that she hasn't been doing her job. There's blatant manipulation and corruption going on here, and we should 100% utilize our power to vote to get someone in that is going to actually do the job. Johnny Deaton did go to bat for 75,000 individuals, and he continues to prove it through his actions as well, not just through words. This is someone that I actually think is going to do the job and not sit here and run his mouth saying, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then pretty much does nothing. This is what we want. So if you can vote, I really do think that Johnny Deaton is the guy for the job, especially considering the fact that what he did for the XRP community and for the ecosystem as well. But again, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.